Hey, everybody, welcome to the Quick Talk Podcast. How the heck are you? It is Wednesday, I think. Gosh, I can't even remember. It's all blurring together, but I'm going to do a short show today, make a couple announcements. One of the cool things is I'm going to do like a special podcast series in the next week or two with my friend Michael Dalkey and one of his friends and actually business partners, Michael Kaplan. Now, they've both been on the show in the past. They're some of the smartest people I know. They're kind, humble people too. They're amazing. Kaplan has his businesses do over 20 million a year. He's a carpet cleaner, and he's just a genius. And then Dalkey is, 4 or 5 million or more than that. I don't know. It's a lot. But they're really smart. And I asked them if they could make some time and come on because I want to do a 3-part series on like the top 3 reasons from their perspective that people get stuck. And they're doing some really, really cool things, and I'll let them explain that. But when I asked Michael Dalkey what the top reasons people got stuck was, he said it was leadership, their business model, and then finance. Now, those are just the macro topics. There's like a gajillion little subtopics under it, and I'm going to have him explain what him and Michael Kaplan mean by that. And it'll be very, very valuable. So I'm excited for that. I am going to try to do more guest interviews over the coming months as well. We're compiling a big list of all these people we want to target and harass and get them on the show. I'm going to have Jonathan Potoshnik back on the show very soon with some really cool stuff we're going to announce. And he's amazing. He has a $10 million lawn care company, and he has a software company. And he's just smart, and you guys need to hear from these guys. And as much as you probably just love listening to me every day, I can add a lot more value by bringing in more minds. And we're going to just keep raising the bar on the people that we get to come on the show. So frankly, so I can serve you at a higher level. And then what I wanted to talk to you about today was just a cool kind of personal win. But it ties back to your business. And there's a really core principle in what I'm about to share. So yesterday, on April 10th, my app SendJim hit the $2 million mark since we launched SendJim. Okay, so that wasn't in the calendar year, but it was not too much longer than that. But here's the deal. Here's how it works. Last month, SendJim did more revenue than it did the entire year of 2016. Okay, and so I want you to understand like the process for building a business here, and it's painful. And some of you might feel like this right now, but if you guys heard me in a few episodes ago talk about the airplane analogy, where a commercial aircraft will burn 40 or 50% of its entire fuel that it has on board the plane just getting off the ground. Okay, the takeoff consumes about half of the fuel of a 1,000-mile flight. Isn't that insane? Like, wrap your head around that. The amount of effort required to get something that big off the ground by 1 foot is half of the fuel. That's crazy. And then once it's at altitude and it's cruising along at 30,000 feet, the air is thinner up there. It has momentum. There's less wind resistance, and it's more efficient, and they can kind of just cruise, coast, and use physics and all that stuff to fly, which is amazing. But that's what it's like when you build a business. And so what happens is people give up or they pivot the wrong direction before they ever get to the 30,000 foot part of the business. That's why 22 out of the 28 million small businesses in this country are less than 2 weeks away from overdrafting their business checking account. It's hard. And what happens is when you start to panic and you're freaking out, right? Because frankly, you don't have any money and you're working hard and you're doing sales and marketing and you're listening to this show and you're not getting the growth that you thought. What you got to understand is that for a large portion of you guys, you probably are doing the right things. You just have to do it longer. And so when we hit the $2 million mark, I got the notification on my Stripe app because that's our payment processor is Stripe. And to see, the 2,000, like $100 and something, whatever, it was this really cool feeling. But what I want you to understand is that 86% of every dollar that we made since we launched SendJim, 86% of it came in the last 15 months. And then if you look at the previous 17 months before that, that only represented 14%. Excuse me, 14%, right? Isn't that insane? How much work had to happen to lay the groundwork and to keep chopping wood and to keep building and reinvesting and scraping and clawing and trying to understand the market and trying to understand our product. And God, we have nothing but room for improvement in all areas. So don't get me wrong, we have not arrived. But the principle I want you to understand is that for 17 straight months, we worked like maniacs for no reward, very little reward. And all the money we made, we just plowed it back into the business. Actually, all the money we've made so far, we keep plowing back into the business. But the idea is that I want you to wrap your head around is that it's normal. It's the correct, that's the way it is that a business is front end loaded with a lot of effort with a low reward. And then on the back end of it, you get a low amount of effort with a big reward. Right? Does that make sense? I mean, the goal is to have the big automated business, and we all want that. And we get stuck. And what's going to be cool when I talk to Mike Dahlke and Kaplan is, they work with a lot of small businesses, and they have had multiple companies built and sold and bought and done all this stuff. They've achieved a level of success most people can only imagine, right? And from their perspective, leadership, your business model, and then having a really clear understanding of finance, and then how do you behave with your finances? Those are the three keys. Those are the things that need to be tweaked. And little itty bitty tweaks can make all the difference in the world. And I've seen that with this current business, Send Gym, that I'm building. I've seen it with my other businesses. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. I wanted to tell you guys that if it's hard right now, if you're moving from chaos to less chaos, that doesn't mean that you're screwed or that it's broken. As long as you're working on the right things in the right order, you're surrounded by like-minded people, you're staying positive, you're very careful about who you share your dreams and goals with, you're careful about who you get advice from, and you keep chopping wood, and you keep moving forward, progress not perfection, massive imperfect action. If you're doing that and you're not getting rewarded heavily, it's okay, because the sunrise is coming. It doesn't stay dark forever, right? The sun's going to come up. And for us, the last 15 months, 86% of the money came then. And it's because we had to put the infrastructure in place. We had to have this product and the systems and the team. And so as we start to get momentum right now with my business, it's still an embryo. It's a tiny speck. Literally no one knows that we exist. Nobody. A lot of the people that listen to this have a carpet cleaning business or a lawn care business, or there's a variety, but it's mostly home service companies. Our product's applicable to like a humongous market, and we are a speck of a speck of a speck, and we're still doing this. We have this much momentum right now. So I just had a team meeting with my team, and I was excited because, this is our game to lose. It's our game to screw up. Like, we got to tighten things up. We got to keep improving, keep moving from chaos to less chaos. I wanted to high five them and say good job, because we do have momentum and we are doing some things right. But we're going to keep growing and improving. But hopefully that's an encouragement to you, to just hear me tell you the kind of behind the scenes on what's going on here, and the fact that 17 months of straight grind work produced 14% of the reward, and then just 15 months after that was 86%. Things can change quick when you hit the gold vein, when you get the minimum viable systems in place and a little team around you, and you're hitting your market hard. And I promise, for most of you guys, all the customers and potential customers in your market, in your serviceable area, they have absolutely no idea that you exist. It's the same thing. You haven't even scratched a sliver of what is possible in your market. Unless you live in backwoods, hillbilly Alabama, and there's 200 people in your entire serviceable area, if you're in a market that has hundreds of thousands or millions of people in your serviceable area, it's hard for you to really understand how big your company can be, but it's big, okay? And it's not about being big, but for you to have the automated business that pays living wages with a great company culture and a leadership team under you, and you can go on vacation for 6 months, to have that, it has to be big, because you have a lot of mouths to feed and stuff. But anyway, I appreciate all of you guys very, very much. I'm also going to go through a lot of the voicemails I have. They're all curated. My assistant Jessica did a really good job. She wrote out the notes on them and organized them. So I'm going to start working those in. We have we have tons of those, and there's some great questions in there. So I will get to those as well. Appreciate you guys. Take care. God bless.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, friends. And from all of us here at the Quick Talk Podcast team, we hope you loved today's show. We hope that you were inspired to become a doer and not just a listener. Apply what you've heard today in your own business and watch things change for the better. Lastly, remember that all the money in the world can't save your soul. Seek first the kingdom of God, my friends. We'll see you next time.
For more information about the Quick Talk Podcast or Joshua's other businesses, visit our website, quicktalkpodcast.com. Have a blessed day.